Welcome back to the Abyss. Before today's descent, I ask for a brief signal. If you could leave a like, a comment, and subscribe to the channel, it would make a huge difference. The algorithm is a cold and indifferent entity, but it responds to these signals. Each interaction helps bring these narratives to other minds. Your support is crucial and deeply appreciated. Now, let us begin. At 3:27 on Saturday afternoon, when Ryan handed me the small black box, I felt that familiar pang of anxiety that always accompanied his gifts. My younger brother had this habit of buying technological trinkets on the internet, convinced that the next gadget would change our lives. "It's for your wedding," he said, his eyes shining with that childlike excitement. A micro-expression analyzer. It detects what people are really feeling. I rolled my eyes. The wedding was next Sunday, and I had more important things to think about than pseudo-scientific toys. But Ryan insisted, pushing the box into my hands. "Just imagine, Eddie. You can find out who's envious, who's really happy for you guys," he paused dramatically, "or who secretly wishes Sarah was theirs. Sarah. Just thinking about her made my stomach tighten, not from love, I realized with a jolt, but from that anxiety that had been eating at me for months. I pushed the thought away. Pre-wedding nerves, that's all. The device was surprisingly light, no bigger than a Bluetooth earphone. It came with a tiny manual and a transparent screen that fit over the right eye like a modern monocle. Ryan explained that it used artificial intelligence to analyze micromuscle contractions, pupil dilation, breathing patterns. "Bullshit," I muttered, but kept the box anyway. That night, lying next to Sarah in our shared bed, I watched her sleeping face. We'd been together for 4 years. 4 years of romantic dinners, planned vacations, Instagram posts that accumulated hearts. When she sighed and turned away, moving away from me even in sleep, I felt that pang again. Insomnia, my old companion. I got up and went to the kitchen, where the black box waited on the counter. On impulse, I opened it and put on the device. The screen lit up with a soft blue glow. I looked at my reflection in the dark window. Above my head, words floated in tiny letters. Deep anxiety. Existential doubt. Fear of loneliness masked as anticipation. I ripped off the device, my heart racing. Obviously, it was some kind of random phrase generator, programmed to seem profound. I went back to bed, but sleep wouldn't come. The wedding Sunday dawned, perfect blue sky without clouds, mild temperature, everything exactly as we had planned. While getting ready in the hotel room, the device stared at me from the nightstand. Ryan had insisted I bring it, just for fun. I put on the tuxedo, adjusted the tie, combed my hair. Each gesture seemed rehearsed, as if I were playing the role of groom in a play. I shook my head. Normal nervousness. Everyone feels this. But when I put on the device, just to test it one more time, the words appeared relentlessly, growing panic, sense of entrapment, suppressed desire to flee. 2 hours later, I was at the altar. The music began, and Sarah appeared at the end of the aisle, radiant in her white dress. Everyone stood, smiles everywhere, camera flashes. That's when I activated the device. The world exploded in floating words. Above Sarah's head, as she walked toward me, absolute terror, fear of aging alone, conformity disguised as love. My mother, in the front row, relief, son, finally normal, potential grandchildren, social validation, Sarah's father, resignation, emotional and financial investment too high to back out. But worst were the guests. Dozens of smiling faces, each with their own floating caption: masked envy, satisfaction with others' misfortune, deep boredom, obsessive comparison, a sea of barely disguised negative emotions, all playing their roles in the grand social theater. Sarah reached my side. Her smile was perfect, practiced in front of the mirror. Above her, panic. This is a mistake. Too late smile. Keep smiling. I looked into her eyes and saw my own reflection in the transparent screen. My own words floated between us. Sudden awareness. Existential horror. Need to maintain the charade. The priest began speaking, but his words were lost in the growing buzz in my ears. Everyone there knew. Deep down, we all knew this was an elaborate lie, a collective performance to ward off the void. If anyone has any objections, silence. Above the guests' heads, say something. Someone needs to stop this. Collective cowardice. Status quo maintenance. No one spoke. The vows. Sarah recited the memorized words, her voice trembling just enough to seem emotional. I promise to love and honor you, above her. Conscious lie. Emotional survival. Better than loneliness. My turn. The words came out automatically, decades of social conditioning guiding my tongue. In joy and sorrow, my own captions betrayed me, acting fear of judgment. Impossible to stop now. You may kiss the bride. We leaned toward each other. The kiss was technically perfect, appropriate duration, right amount of passion for the photos. Our lips touched while words floated between us. Mutual disgust disguised. Performance for audience. Contract sealed. Applause exploded. Music smiles. We walked down the aisle as husband and wife, while I read the true emotions above each head. Not a single person was genuinely happy for us. Not even ourselves. The reception was a slow-motion nightmare. Each toast, an elaborate lie punctuated by floating truths. My best man, my best friend since college, raised his glass to the perfect couple. Above his head, losing my only true friend. Now it'll be different. It always is. Sarah and I danced our first dance as a married couple. I Will Always Love You played while we moved stiffly. Two strangers trapped in an obligatory embrace. I whispered in her ear, "You feel it too, don't you?" She looked at me, and for a moment I saw pure panic in her eyes. Feel what? But above her, he knows. How does he know? Keep acting. Nothing, I replied. Just happy. Me too. Life floating like a black balloon above our heads. The night progressed in a blur of smiling faces hiding despair, envy, existential boredom. I began to notice patterns. The older couples displayed numb resignation. The singles alternated between relief and panic. The newlyweds showed horrified recognition. They knew, they all knew, but no one admitted it. During the cake cutting, our hands united over the knife. I read the words above our heads. Ritual of mutual subjugation. We pushed pieces of cake into each other's mouths while flashes went off, the cloying sugar on my tongue. That's when Ryan approached, drunk and swaying. "So, bro, did you test my gift?" Before I could stop him, he noticed the device on my face. His eyes widened. "Shit, Eddie, you used it during the ceremony." Sarah turned. "Used what?" "Nothing," I said quickly, but Ryan was already laughing. "An emotion analyzer. I bought it on the dark web. They say it's military technology, can read what people really feel." The silence spread like a wave. Sarah stared at me, horror growing on her face. Around us, guests began to murmur. "It's a joke," I tried. "Just a toy, doesn't really work." But Sarah snatched the device from my face. put it over her own eye. I saw the exact moment she began reading the floating captions. Her face lost all color. "Oh my God," she whispered. "Oh my God, it's true. All of them, all of us, Sarah, please." She spun around, reading the crowd's emotions. Tears began to flow, ruining the perfect makeup. Nobody is happy. Nobody ever was. The guests stirred, uncomfortable. Some began to discreetly move away. Others grabbed their phones, pretending urgent calls. "It's all lies," Sarah said, her voice rising. "Every wedding, every relationship, every I love you. We all know and pretend we don't." "Honey, you're nervous," her mother tried. "It's normal to feel normal," Sarah laughed, a broken sound. "Read what's above your own head, Mum." Relief at fulfilling social obligation. "Daughter, finally, someone else's problem. That's what you feel." Chaos, screaming, accusations. The device was passed from hand to hand, each person seeing the naked truth about everyone else. Decades-long marriages crumbled in minutes, friendships dissolved. The web of social lies that held us together unraveled like cotton candy in the rain. Sarah fled, the white dress billowing. I followed, finding her in the parking lot, sobbing inside the car that was supposed to take us to our honeymoon. "We always knew," she said when I got in. "Deep down, we always knew it was all performance, but we continued anyway. Because the alternative is admitting we're completely alone." She looked at me, the smeared makeup creating black trails on her face. "That we always have been." We sat in silence, two strangers in formal wear, contemplating the void. From the hall, we could hear screaming, crying, the sound of a world of illusions collapsing. "What do we do now?" she finally asked. I looked at her, really looked, maybe for the first time. Without the device, without the floating words, it was just a human face, marked by the same terror I felt. "We keep pretending," I replied. "It's what everyone will do. Tomorrow, maybe even today, we'll rationalize. Say the device was defective, that it was wedding stress, that we misinterpreted. We'll rebuild the lies because it's that or the abyss." "Yes." She nodded slowly. "So we go back in there, say it was a misunderstanding. Continue the party. It's what people do." We took deep breaths, almost in sync. We cleaned faces, adjusted clothes, recomposed masks. We walked back to the hall hand in hand, a firm and empty grip. At the entrance, Ryan waited for us, the device in pieces on the floor. "I destroyed it," he said, drunk and tearful. "Sorry, Eddie. I didn't know, didn't imagine." "It's okay," I lied. "It was defective anyway." We entered. The hall was in contained chaos groups, whispering, some guests already leaving, others drinking heavily. But when they saw us, something changed. Like actors remembering their lines, everyone began to recompose the scene. Must have been the champagne. Someone laughed forcefully. "What crazy technology. Obviously fake. Good thing they destroyed that thing." And so, like an orchestra resuming music after a disastrous pause, the party continued. More cautious, more fragile, but it continued. We danced, drank, smiled. We thanked for the gifts. We posed for more photos. But in each person's eyes, I saw the same terrible recognition. We all knew now, without doubt, that every moment of human connection was elaborate theater, and we chose to continue the play. The show must go on. It has to go on. It's all we have.